I started writing fiction novels 12 years ago. Here's one. Back then I had no professional life, no money, no hope of even figuring out what direction I wanted to go. I tried being a real estate agent and I quit that. I did some online marketing and I felt like I was doing wrong in the world and my soul was on fire. I imported electronics from China and felt similarly with the soul on fire thing. And then, drastically simplifying the story for time's sake, I came across some people online that were writing fiction and selling the stories on Kindle and other workplaces, Kobo and Barnes & Noble and stuff like that. And I remember thinking, holy shit.
Fecal matter.
That's what I want to do. And that's what I've always wanted to do my entire life. I was 35 years old when I figured this out. At that moment, I set myself the goal of going all in and writing 10 novels in the same series, and then only then deciding whether it worked or not. I think I said 10 novels because I didn't want to be disappointed. I was so in love with the idea. I didn't want to, after a few novels, see that nobody was reading them and nobody liked them. I wanted to give myself time to learn and develop. So I said 10 novels. And again, skipping ahead, after learning how to write a story from scratch and countless setbacks, a whole bunch of one-star reviews on the cliffhanger ending book 1 that I published and had to rewrite. After 5 books, I was able to quit working, doing other jobs, and since then I've been writing full-time. Now, as stupid as it would sound to that broke guy 12 years ago that started writing, now I find myself looking at writing and sitting down behind the keyboard every single day, day in and day out. I find myself looking for something else to do. Recently, I read the saying, when you're ripe, you rot, and when you're green, you grow. And I immediately thought to myself, that's me. And then I thought, that's a little disturbing. Why did I think that? I think I knew that a couple of years ago when I started up a new book series that was different than the main series that I decided to write 10 books in at the beginning. And I thought that would be a good way to branch out into something new with writing. And it was, kind of, but it's still me at the computer and typing and being alone in this room or in some other room or in my car in some far off place, whatever, being completely solitary and not using my actual vocal cords, not using audio, visual aspects, but just typing. Growing up, I used to love golf. In high school, while other kids were playing lacrosse or baseball or football or soccer, I played on the golf team. I even kind of excelled. I didn't really win tournaments or anything, but I was pretty good. I was on varsity. As I got older, I got even better, and to the point where I actually won the men's club at a local club. And now we have a huge oversized bear trophy. And then I started getting a little bit worse every time I played. In golf, you have to stay up with your practice. Otherwise, that's just what happens. And I found myself not even getting mad at the bad shots and playing bad. I just found myself just kind of resigned to being
Fecal matter.
And it was not fun. You know, my wife would ask, how was golf? And I would say, I gotta figure out something else. And so disc golf had all the same aspects of ball golf, but it was a completely different thing with different skills to master. Totally different movement. All of it was just brand new. For the first time in a while doing anything, I was completely green again. And slowly I went from being terrible to getting better. I even played tournaments and I've won a few of them. And now I have this plastic ship stuffed in this bottle, showing I was the champion that day. Mixed amateur, 40 years old or over. I even travel around to play the tournaments. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I went down to Pagosa Springs, which is down in South Colorado, in beautiful country. Let's take a look at what happened there.
And I played like crap.
The point is, everything is new with this sport. I feel great playing it. I'm always learning instead of dying on the vine. I feel like I'm like surfing the learning curve or something. So now the big question for me is, how can I get that same feeling in my professional life? And in case it's not glaringly obvious, it's making videos. It's learning how to edit and doing the camera work and figuring out this audio thing. Hope this is working, and figuring out how to properly expose a shot. It's all these things that I feel just completely a rookie at, and it's, for the first time in a while, it's a rush. It's scary to share these things with people and potentially get just terrible comments, and what am I going to do about it? Is it going to bother me or not? The whole thing, and it's a new green feeling. Where are you rotting in your life? Where can you plant something next to the ripe vine? Maybe you're not rotting yet, but you might be getting there. At the very least, can you give yourself some variety by planting something else? For me, I feel like I'm not completely rotted and oozed off the vine yet. Personally, I'm going to keep writing fiction because I do like it, but I'm going to give this filmmaking thing a shot to the extent that I put myself into the writing 12 years ago. What's that goal going to look like? I'm still thinking on what the goal is. I don't know right now. I'm too green.